Hey everybody, this is Kim Danke, the Shibboleth new member fast track instructor, and I'm so glad that you're here with me tonight. Tonight we're going to be looking at the food library, the timing chart, and a worksheet that you can use to list out your favorites in each of the categories and make some meals. If you are joining me on Facebook, please take a second to say hello. Just let me know that you're there. I know you might not hang out with me the whole time because you know what you're doing, or it's just not the right time. But I do hope that you hang out with me. But even if you don't, just say hello. I'll know you're there. And give me a few hearts, a few likes, and if you are willing, press the share button. The share button is what helps people know about Shibboleth and what we have to offer as a ministry to people learning how to take care of their body. If you do not have a Shibboleth membership, you can get one at www.shibbolethdeals.com. Shibbolethdeals.com. And it's $79 right now for a lifetime. That is not a month. That's not annually. That's a lifetime in honor of our founder's birthday this month. So it'll be $79. So if you were told about Shibboleth by a person, please put in their first and last name because we don't have a marketing department and our members are our marketing department, and we like to thank them for sharing Shibboleth, and they get 5% to shop in the Shibby Shop. And we just want you to write in their name. So if you are here with me on Facebook, give a hello. And if you are in the Zoom room, please set your chat to everyone so that everyone can see what you are saying. Hey, Christine. Hey, Patricia. I'm glad that y'all are here tonight. I have just set my chat to everyone. See how I have typed hi there, and then it says everyone out next to my name. If you are going to chat, hey Kim, thank you for setting that to everyone. And Patricia and Christine, if you felt so inclined, please go ahead and click there and set it to everyone. And hey Sabrina, glad you're here. Thank you, Christine. Thank you. Hey Amanda, glad you're here. Okay. And then on Facebook, we've got Ashley. Awesome. Ashley, I'm excited for you too. It is amazing and awesome. How'd you hear about Shibboleth, Ashley? Joanna, hey Joanna, Holly Britt referred you. Awesome. That's wonderful. Holly's done so great. She has done so great. When I hit chat, what do I do? Okay, see that little two button? It says two and it has a colon after it. You'll see where it says host and panelists. Click that little drop down menu and then choose the word everyone, Patricia. And if you have an updated Zoom, it might say panelists and attendees. You can click that one. But most of the time, if people have updated, it says everyone. And if it doesn't work out, it's totally fine, Patricia. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to quickly explain what Shibboleth is. It is a lifestyle. It is a weight loss and wellness management system. Anything in life that is not managed typically doesn't go well. Anything that is successful has some management around it. That's okay, Patricia. Don't worry about it. It's all right. It's all right. So I'm just so thankful to have found Shibboleth and now know basically the daily standards for eating, the daily standards for eating. And that's what we taught on Sunday night. If you haven't watched the Sunday night webinar, I'll show you in just a second how to find that. But that was kind of the overview. But what we're going to teach you how to do is eat in a way that controls insulin. When you eat in a way that controls insulin, you are not going to be storing new body fat. Okay, Tasha Lee. Okay, awesome. Awesome. Wonderful. She'll be a great help, Ashley. You're not going to be storing new body fat while you're accessing and burning off stored energy. Stored energy is just fat, and it's just waiting there to be used. So we're going to be burning that off and not storing new fat. That's the secret. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen, and very quickly, I'm going to show this for all the new members. Hang on a second. I'm going to show this. If you are a new member and you just got started, when you click on dashboard at the top of the screen here, you can come up to this fast track. Okay. When you click fast track, read this paragraph, and here's a little tutorial video. And then if you hover your mouse over this task, a little black box is going to pop up. It's going to tell you why you're doing that task and if there's anything special you need to know about completing that task. Then you simply click the link, do it, and then come back to this page and check the box. This is a very methodical, organized way for you to do everything that you need to do. This one is going to take like 2 seconds because it's registering for these webinars. This one is going to take about an hour. This one, welcome packet and guidelines, all the way down to meal plan worksheet, that's basically your printables, like your new member stuff, okay? And then this one, all the way to this one, will take you about 30 seconds total because it is just joining the Facebook groups and liking the Shibboleth page. And then after you've done it, you check that. If you are not a Facebook user, just go ahead and check those, okay? Hey, Michelle, glad you're here. And then in lap 2, so if you did not get to watch last night's webinar or the Sunday night webinar, in lap 2, and you can go ahead and click on lap 2, you can move in and out of these laps without any problem. See right here where it says watch the daily fast track webinars? That's where I house all those videos, okay? And this would be the Sunday night lifestyle overview, and this would be the Monday night simple food combining webinar. You can go ahead and watch this. And then this webinar right here that we're doing tonight, this one is from last week. So if you miss one, just know they're always going to be right there for you. And this one, I want y'all to finish up this lap too as well. Confirm your email, find your ideal weight, complete a body assessment, enter your starting weight and measurements in your profile, take a before, front, and side picture. It's going to be very important to do that. Define your why. And by the end of the week, you should have this one checked off, okay? And then simple food combining. This is what I used on Monday night. That's the website I used on Monday night. And the fast track quiz. Just in case you haven't taken your fast track quiz yet, I have it right here because before we go into lap 3, you're going to want the full food library, full recipe library, and full restaurant guide open to you. So I have these kind of set up in order. If you will trust the laps and don't give up and methodically work your way through them, you will be so thankful that you invested in yourself in this way. Hey, Evelyn, glad you're here. Okay, we're on lap 3 tonight. Lap 3, we're going to show you how the food library is laid out and all the different information that you can find in the food library. Then we're going to familiarize ourselves with the timing chart and why it's important every day to journal what type of day you're having so that your timing chart will create the little icons on it because it's a great visual for you to see how well you are doing. But I'm going to uncheck these just so I can go through the process of showing you to check those. I'm actually going to start with these bottom 2 things. And it's not a bad idea, since you're hearing me talk now, if you haven't done this page yet, to go ahead and start with these bottom 2 things, because it's kind of an organized way to keep your lists of your favorites. So this is a worksheet. And I want you to create lists of your favorites in each category on the worksheet. So you can print if you have a printer. If you do not have a printer, all you got to do is recreate this worksheet on your own separate sheet of paper in whatever organized way you want to, okay? It's not like I'm going to be checking it with a red pen, although I would probably like to. But it is not going to be, I'm not going to be doing that. But you can create it in any way that is useful to you. So print and use the attached worksheet to begin creating lists of your personal favorite foods in each list. The great thing about this worksheet is that you can print and create as many as you need. If you do not have a printer, you can use the idea for the worksheet as a template and write this on your own paper. Now, what I like to do sometimes is suggest that people will make 3. 1 focused on breakfast foods and breakfast meals. 2 focused on lunch foods and lunch meals, and 3 focused on dinner meals and dinner foods. Now, a lot of these are going to be the same, but you know what I'm saying. Like, I like to eat this type of stuff for breakfast, this type of stuff for lunch, this type of stuff for dinner. If you print 3 and create 3, then you've got a good little meal plan going for yourself, okay? And then it says to create meals on your fast track worksheet. So we're going to click this fast track worksheet, and I want you to see what it looks like. There's a lot of color to this. If you do not want to print this in color, just make sure you change your print settings to black and white. And you'll just see here that we have lean proteins, fibrous carbs, energy carbs, protein plus fat, fruit, superfoods, and shellfish listed out across the top. And then you've got a spot, 10 spots in each column for you to write down some of your favorites. Where are you going to find some of your favorites? Well, there was some listed in lap 1 under the sample grocery list. In the new member food library, they're listed there, several other places. So that's where you're going to do that. But one of the things we're going to do tonight is show you how to look things up in the food library, and you can go and dig in there as well. So you really want to start listing out your favorites in here, because then you're going to come down here and you're going to make some meals. Make at least 7 meals here that use a lean protein, whether it is from, hey, Holly, glad you're here. Down 40 pounds in just over 4 months. Congratulations, Holly. That is awesome. That is awesome. We're so proud of you. And then category 1 is a lean protein, and category 7 shellfish is really just a lean protein. Okay, it's just kind of in its own little separate column. Then put something that's a category 2. And if you have some MCT oil, or the meal is appropriate to be cooked up in MCT oil, cook it up in some MCT oil. If you have like Oikos 000 yogurt and some hemp flakes listed there, you won't need MCT oil. Okay, so, but the MCT oil is there if you're going to be cooking something. And then over here on the right hand side, you're just going to pick something from the lean protein category, something from the fibrous carb category, something from the energy carb category. Okay, and then there's a meal, an approved, properly combined meal. And then right here, pick something from lean protein, something from fibrous carb, and something from fruit, and make a meal. This one is something from protein plus fat, something from fibrous carb. This one is something from superfood and something with fibrous carb. So it's taking you through the process of creating meals. Now, some of you might be going, ugh, I have to do all of this. Yes, you do. Because this is the most important thing you can learn in life, how to eat for your health. It is, you only get one body. You only get one body. And I don't know how old you are, but I'm just going to say X. You got X number of years of info to unlearn and relearn. And it just needs to be done. And I'm so thankful that I have it done now. So these two kind of go together. So once you've created your lists of favorites, you check this box. And once you've created those meals on there, you check this box. Okay. Everybody good with that? Y'all give me some thumbs up if you're good with that and understand what I'm trying to get you to do. I am a former teacher and principal. Y'all may start to recognize that. Okay. Awesome. Thank you, Christine. Angelia, thank you. Fabulous. Thank you, Kim. Good, Sabrina. Awesome, Michelle. Good. Erica, wonderful. Good. I love it. I see those on Facebook too. Okay. So, and I'm kind of straight shooter. I really want y'all to learn this and do this. And there is actually an expectation. I have an expectation that you will take the time to learn it, because you're here, you want to, don't give up. You just keep plugging right along. Yes, Kim, that's funny. Yes, I totally would. You know, they took away the red pen, afraid they're going to offend people, but we need those red pens. That's the only way we know we have corrections to make. Okay. So we are going to actually look at this timing chart first. I'm kind of going backwards on this, aren't I? But we're going to familiarize ourselves with the timing chart. We're going to click above on timing chart. And we're going to look at your personal, well, you're going to look at your personal timing chart. But tonight we're going to look at mine at the beginning so you can see what it looks like. And because this link right here, when you click on this link, this is to a video about using your timing chart to your benefit. It's only like a 4-minute video. Okay. But your timing chart is going to be an extremely valuable tool for you. It is a great visual as to whether or not you are doing your best. On your first and second perfect days, you will see a green check. On your third perfect day, you are going to see a flame, and you are now in EFB, baby, efficient fat burning. Your body is going to get in that state where it will efficiently burn fat, and that's a good thing. So let's click here, because I just want to show you what it looks like when you click there, because that was going to that small little video, short little video. And it says your Shibboleth timing chart. You click there, it's 4 minutes and 28 seconds, and I'm teaching a lesson, okay, a little mini lesson on using your timing chart. But right now, we're clicking right here. Weekly timing chart. Shows up as a month, not necessarily a week. This is my timing chart this month, okay, and it's I'm actually having a lot of efficient fat burning days this month, just because honestly I feel better when I do. Y'all figure that out. I feel better when I do. But what we're going to do is we're going to go all the way back to the beginning of my journey, April of 2019. So when you journal your very first perfect day, you're going to get a green check. You don't have to tell it to put a green check in there. When you journal that you're having a perfect day, the system knows to give you a green check. And then on your second perfect day, the system knows to give you a green check. On your third perfect day, the system knows to give you a flame. Now you're in efficient fat burning, and you want to string together as many efficient fat burning days together as you can, because you string together some efficient fat burning days, you're getting results. But planned or unplanned, a holiday is coming. See, this is the most wonderful lifestyle, because now you know what to do. You have a holiday, you get back to business, okay? And you actually will enjoy your holidays a little bit more when you aren't holidaying every single day of your life, okay? It'll be like a real treat. Hey, Janet. Yes. It was really, I was on, you should, okay, I'm going to show y'all the next one, Janet. It might blow your mind a little bit. But this day was Easter weekend, and I went to Alabama for Easter. And of course, I want that yummy Alabama food. My stepmother makes the absolute best food in the world. And so I wanted to eat that. And while I was gone to Alabama, I was watching some advanced types of videos, and I learned about intermittent fasting. So that's why you see this here instead of 2 green checks. So this was a perfect Shibboleth day. Remember, after a holiday, get right back to business, because it takes 2 perfect days to get back into efficient fat burning. Until you learn about intermittent fasting, and it can help you get back into efficient fat burning a little bit faster. But y'all, in my head, I trust it takes 2 days to get back into efficient fat burning. So in my head, when I look at this chart, I see green check, flame, just because that's what I want to do. So I intermittent fasted this day. At its minimum, y'all, an intermittent fasting day only needs to be 12 hours without eating, and you can use your overnight sleeping time. So most people can do that. And then this is an EFB day, and I did a WOW challenge. I did another WOW challenge, just trying those out. We're going to look at WOW challenges on Friday night. And then this was another efficient fat burning day with some intermittent fasting and so forth. These little gray boxes that you see, this means that I entered my weight, and this 3 was how motivated I was to do this lifestyle. And then I was like a 4, oh, I'm a 5. And then I considered 7 really good for a very long time. I just leave it at 10 every day now. So these little gray boxes right here, this is means I entered. I had an exercise challenge. I did an exercise challenge. I don't do very many of those, although I need to. W means you entered your weight. P means you added a progress photo. M means that you entered your measurements. C means you were participating in a challenge. J indicates that you requested a journal review, because you can request a journal review in your journal, and they will give you written feedback. And then 1 through 10 indicates your motivation level. And that's all in your journal, okay? So this was my first month, and I lost 12.5 pounds here in this month. So then I went into May, and, I had already figured out that this is really just a management system. Hey, Patty, glad you're here. This is a management system. How am I going to manage this? Well, I learned very quickly that if I have 6 holidays, Kim, what does it mean if it has a green box around the day? Okay, it is a very elaborate thing. But it talks about, like, if you are in, it depends on your mode, and it depends on how many holidays you've had and how the weight loss. It's kind of elaborate. But if you will, Kim, message me on Facebook and I will send you what that means. But I can't really explain it tonight just because it takes longer than I have. I got tonight filled with this, but if you'll message me on Facebook, I will send it to you. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Okay. Yeah, I did have 3. I had 3 right there, Janet. So I learned very quickly that this is a management system. And if I have 6 holidays to use in weight loss mode, I got to figure out that if I truly need a holiday, that I make sure that they're available. I knew that I was going to a wedding this month and I wanted holidays available. So that's what this is. We went to Illinois for a wedding. Now, this is what I ask myself at the beginning of every month. And, September's about to be on us the next Wednesday, except not tomorrow, but next Wednesday. And I ask myself 3 questions. Am I going out of town? Because if I'm going out of town, I want to have holidays. Most people do. You have a little less control, you want to relax, enjoy yourself, and just typically want to have a holiday. So I mark it on my calendar. So I marked these on my calendar. The next question is, are there any birthdays, anniversaries, or actual holidays? Well, there really isn't. In May, there was Mother's Day, but I can go to Longhorn and eat a perfect thing on Mother's Day. And I was totally into this, and I did not want to not have a perfect day on Mother's Day. And then the next question I asked myself, is there anything else on the calendar? Like Janet and I both are members of chambers and business associations and things like that. And so they put a lot of things on the calendar. If it's something that you truly want to participate in, you could mark it off on your calendar. But then I mark everything off on the calendar. But then I do this. If there's more than 6 things on my calendar, I have to determine which ones are not the most important to me. Okay. And then you plan for those 6 if you need them. Now, when you get to that day, you don't have to take a holiday. They are not necessary. They are not necessary and they're not required. They're just available to you to use for life. Now, keep in mind that if you give in to an unplanned holiday, you mentally need to be trading that out for another holiday that you had marked that you possibly needed. You're going to have to make that mental trade, because if you really want the results, you don't give in and then go, oh yeah, but I'm still going to take those holidays. No, you got to, you're trading out. You're trading out. So up to 6. So I went to this wedding, and then I did intermittent fasting on this day, which I learned is supposed to get you back into EFB faster. But I still, in my mind, have green check, EFB day. Why do I do that? I do that because I don't want to expect to see that some of that weight jump back off in just one day. I really want to be realistic. And so I do, in my head, green check, EFB day, even though the system shows it like this. All right, so then June comes along, and I asked myself, am I going out of town? I was not. Then I asked myself, is there any anniversaries, holidays, birthdays? There was Father's Day, but I don't need a holiday for that. And I was so excited about doing everything that I just said, I don't need anything out at all of my luncheons and after hours and wake up KBAs and all that kind of stuff. I didn't need anything. So I had perfect days. And then July comes along. And I was starting to think, I want a holiday. I want a holiday. And so July 4th, I thought, okay, July 4th, that'll be a great day for a holiday. And then I started thinking about what I was going to eat. And I thought, I'm going to eat a hamburger. I can make an approved hamburger. Why not? Everything that ran through my head, I thought, I can make all of this approved. I don't really need a holiday. But in the beginning, all I did was breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I did not do any extras, freebies, or snacks. Y'all, I wanted this done. And what I did on Thursday, July 4th, was I added in an extra and a snack. I felt like I was having a holiday, but I didn't have a holiday. I did not come out of EFB, but I felt like I was having a holiday. And so I stuck with this. Well, my goal was to lose 35.5 pounds. About somewhere in this month, I did. And I was slightly terrified to have holidays. So I just continued on with my perfect days. But then I switched myself over into maintenance mode. And in maintenance, you can have up to 12 holidays, and boom, I started having all these 12 holidays. But then there's August. But look what I'm doing after a holiday. You string EFB days together to get that weight back off. And do you know what happened over the next 2 months? I lost 15 more pounds for a 50-pound weight loss. I didn't even know I had 50 pounds to lose. And now I just been maintaining that. So if you go through every single month, you will see that I journal every day, I mark it, and I maintain it. It'll be marked every time. So this, you really want to journal in your journal here, and it'll create your timing chart right there. So this is a great visual. There are going to be weeks where you don't lose any weight. And you may get annoyed and frustrated and say, but I've been denying myself all this stuff. I want to see results if I'm going to be denying myself. Don't let the scale determine your mood. If you do, it won't be long before you're eating food. Okay, so don't let the scale determine your mood. If you don't lose any weight one week, you look at your timing chart and you say, I've been doing the right things. My body is doing what it should be. All of this will catch up and it will be reflected on the scales. But that's the week you go back and you take your measurements again. And then you're like, oh, look at all these inches I've lost. And that's the week you look back at your beginning front and side photo. Okay, so you got to, there's strategies here that you can use to make sure that you stay on plan. Now, let's say that I have had some perfect days and I expected to see a weight loss on the scale, but I did not get that result the next morning on the scale. I say to myself now, oh, well, this is the way I should be eating anyway. Because you don't want your whole mindset to be wrapped up only in the scale. Say, this is the way I should be eating anyway for health. And you just keep that mindset going. All of those weight reductions will come along. Okay, that will all come. Okay, so once you're familiar with the timing chart and you know the purpose of it, you can check that box. Okay. All right, now we're going to dig into the food library. Now, one of the best ways to begin to familiarize yourself with the food library is to do the following brainstorming activity. Take a blank sheet of paper and write down in no particular order all the foods that you can think of, like, or eat on a regular basis. So ones you eat on a regular basis and one you like are no-brainers. But even if some random thing pops to your head, just write it down. Write it down, okay? Then you're going to look up each of those foods in the food library. And, let's say that you wrote down avocado. You're going to write a 6 next to that because it's a superfood. Let's say that you wrote down broccoli. You're going to write a 2 next to that because it's a fibrous carb. Let's say you wrote down steak. You're going to write a 4 next to that because it's a protein plus fat. Well, after you have all your little numbers down, you can either use that worksheet that I showed you earlier, or just create on an own piece of paper your favorites lists. You're going to organize your favorites lists from that, okay? When you are exploring, because we're on a nutritional adventure, there's a lot of exploring done on adventures, okay? So as you're exploring, please heart each food item that you think you might like to try. Hearting a food item moves it to your personal favorites, okay, which can be found in your My Journal tab or in your My Favorites tab in the food library. So there's a lot of places on here where you can find your favorites, because you can actually favorite and heart videos. You can heart things from the recipe library. You can heart things from the food library. And we're going to go ahead and look at that right now. So this is the food library. And anytime you come to a new page, it's the stuff underneath these blue, not blue, these beautiful colored tabs. It's the stuff underneath those tabs that you're trying to go for. And sometimes on a phone, you got to scroll up till you find it. But if you see information, read it. Read it. It's very important to read it. Okay. Now, all the things that you're going to heart are going to be found right here. Do you see over here on the right, upper right-hand side, My Favorites? That's where your My Favorites are going to be. Also, you can find your My Favorites in your My Journal tab. And there's a filters button right here. This, I'm not going to use this filters button from right here. I don't use the filters button from right here. I only use the filters button once I am in a category list. So if you're on a computer, you'll see this like this. You'll have this center part with some pictures. You'll see the category name, the number, the abbreviation. You'll see a short paragraph describing that. Read the paragraphs. See, the more you know, the more empowered you are. The more empowered you are, the better decisions you can make, and you make them with confidence, and you're happy about it. So you've got to read the stuff on here. So read the little paragraph. If you are on your phone though, it's showing up like this list. Okay, you're not getting this little bit. So that's why I tell people in the beginning, if you have a computer, you might like to do some exploring and some complete out reading here, but your phone's always good for this. It's just that there's limited space on a phone. Okay, so you have all these things. Now you see, we come all the way down to number 7. That's our numbered categories. But condiments is actually a category, right? It's just not a numbered category. Freebies are a category. Snacks are a category. Extras are a category. It's just not those whole foods that roam the earth and grow from the earth type categories. But there's lots of them. Meal replacements is a category, and so forth. So, and then we kind of split out some things that are really popular and people ask about a lot. There's a milk list there. There's a flour and breading list, pizza. There's tons of Atkins products available, and so forth. And then right here, do you see where this says phase 1 cereal and phase 2 cereal? And this says phase 2 frozen meals and phase 2 soups. Please don't let any of that phase word confuse you or disturb you. It is nothing to be disturbed about. Phase 1 is the foundation of the lifestyle. You are always going to be doing phase 1. It's really the best of the best whole foods and high quality foods. Phase 2 kind of opens up just more variety. It doesn't necessarily mean it's a higher quality of food. It's just more variety, kind of from the inner aisles of the grocery store, cereal, the frozen section, soups, that type of thing. But you can use them, and technically you can use anything from the very, very beginning. Okay. It's just that if you were willing to do phase 1 only in the beginning, then you'll have great results. Okay. But you could technically do anything from the beginning. So I did say we were going to look at cereals last night. So we're going to do that first. And then I'm going to go back into the numbered categories. So this is phase 1 cereal. Most cereal should not be eaten alone because it's starchy and it's going to elevate your blood sugar, and you need no fat to be with that, and you need to have some protein with that. So that's why we use the milks that we suggest that you use. But look, see, there's the phase 1 cereal list. It's kind of a short little list there. And what I would do, I had this for dinner tonight, actually, cinnamon crisp cereal. So we're going to click here and have a look at it. That comes from the Shibby shop, the Shibboleth store. So it's a superfood. It can be used as a snack. It can also be used as a perfect pairing item, and it's listed as a phase 1 cereal. So when you look here under this word category, you can see that there's multiple ways that you could use this particular product. Now, not all of them have that many ways to use the product, but this one does. And you can see that I've graded it. I've given it 5 stars. See this number right here? This is a -3 on the weight loss meter. What is the weight loss meter? It's a secondary way for us to basically categorize food. So we categorize food based on its nutritional profile, and it goes in category 1, 2, 3, all the way through 7. But once you get into those categories, some things are better for weight loss than others. And if it's an approved item, we're going to put a weight loss meter on it. The weight loss meter goes from a -3 to a +3. So your 0 right in the center is not going to help you, not going to hurt you. Negative numbers are better for weight loss, and the more negative, the better. If you have a positive number in weight loss mode, it's not going to hurt you if you do it ever so often. But if you were to do it breakfast, lunch, and dinner every single day of the week, you probably aren't going to see the results that you want, or you would, it'd just be a little bit slower. So anything that's in the food library is approved, but if you're kind of wanting the best results, the more negative the number, the better, but the lowest negative number is -3. Travis did this based on golf. You know how in golf you want to have the lowest score possible? And this is kind of based on golf. He was just thinking of an idea one day to, if I eat this and I eat this and I give some numbers to it, how can I have a really fabulous weight loss day? Now, I don't overly concern myself with this to try to, get the lowest day possible, because honestly, y'all, I don't want to have to concern myself with 5,000 things. I just wanted to know how to eat and move on with my life. This is what we're going to teach you. Now, in the beginning, are you going to be digging in more, and are you going to be exploring more, and you're going to learn it? Yeah, we've got to. We need a major overhaul to be able to know the things that we really should have known all along. It's just nobody teaches this information. So we're going to show you tomorrow night how to add it to a grocery list, but I can do that by just popping that in. That doesn't come from Kroger. I was just showing you real quick, but we're going to talk about that tomorrow night. You can find that in our store. If you click there, it goes directly to our store. Well, that one didn't for some reason. That was embarrassing. No, not really. It just wasn't linked. But then right here, typically it says approved portion, and it'll list it. But this one, there's several different ways to use it. As you can see from over here, there's several different ways to use it. So it just says see description for details. Where's the description? Just down here. So there's a video about cereal. You're going to find little nutritional nuggets all over and little fun things all over this website. There's a video about cereal. There's a video called Planet Shibboleth. I don't know what that one is, but you read the description, because this is how you're going to figure out the things that you like to do and that you can start applying in your life. It is preferred that you combine this with Egg Whites International, which we sell. We sell the Egg Whites International, and Kroger Carb Master, or Fat-Free Fairlife. Now, obviously, if you don't have a Kroger near you, that's not an option, but Fat-Free Fairlife is sold all across the country, And the Egg Whites International, you could actually order from us and we could ship it to you. Now, why is it that particular egg whites? Because it has been triple tested for salmonella poisoning and it has been ultra pasteurized, and it's the only one that we recommend that people could eat raw. Otherwise, you need to cook the egg whites. But this, you're using it as in a raw state, and we want to make sure it's safe. But here's the thing. If you like unsweetened almond milk or you have an approved soy milk and you're having a phase 1 cereal, you could do any approved milk, a quarter cup of any approved milk with phase 1 cereals. And this one can be eaten dry. Most cereals cannot, but this one can. And you may have 1 to 2 packages with or without milk as a -3 weight loss meter meal. Or watch this, it's the same product, but it's going to change the weight loss meter. 1 package as a +1 weight loss meter snack. Why does that go up? Because snacks aren't that great for weight loss. So though it's going to, the weight loss meter changes depending on how you're using that product. So you want to use this product for the best results, use it as a meal. If you pop it in as a snack one day, it's a +1 on the weight loss meter. So you can kind of see how if you added up these numbers at the end of a day, where you fall. And it's kind of fun, but it's interesting information. Look right here. See right here where it says where to buy? This is member entered data. So I'm going to add that we can buy this at all Shibboleth stores. And see how it entered right there? And other people can come along and confirm that. And if there were any recipes with it, it'd be right there. Now let's go ahead and click on phase 2 cereal. I'm not going to spend as much time on phase 2 cereal, but I want you to kind of see the things that are in there. It's generating the list. I'm just waiting. There we go. Okay. So we have this phase 2 cereal. You can see that there's all the Captain Crunches there, lots of Cheerios. There's even fruity and frosted Cheerios. But now look at this. See this number right here? This is the weight loss meter. 0, 0, 0, 0, meaning it's neutral. Not going to help you, not going to hurt you. If you really want to lose weight, I would use some more negative numbers in the beginning, if possible. Okay. And then you got lots there. Look, Lucky Charms and Reese Puffs. So all of that is on the Shibboleth lifestyle. And if you want to eat something like there's Kix. Let's say you want to eat some Kix. I remember Kix as a kid. It's a perfect pairing item. And it's listed as a phase 2 cereal. You can have 1.5 cup, 1.25 cups, but come down here and it must be eaten with 1/2 to a cup of Egg Whites International, Kroger Carb Master, or Fat-Free Fairlife. You would not do any other approved milk with this. Do not eat this one dry. You can improve the nutrition of this meal by adding 1 tablespoon of hemp flakes. And it's just going to give you some extra lean protein and fibrous carb with that meal. Now, you can have a 1.25 cups there with that milk or the Egg Whites International. This is what is called a perfect pairing, because this is not an approved combination on the combination chart. But Travis is a very smart man, and he knows people want certain things. He's got to help people figure out how to eat those things. So if it's an approved item, just read how to use it, and that's how you can use it. Okay. So that's where your category phase 2 cereals are. Okay. So now let's just go to the general food library. Patty puts her husband's Captain Crunch 1 cup at a time in the baggies in the kitchen drawer so that he won't pour more food from the box. And yeah, she counts them. She knows how many are in there. So when you click on lean protein, so this is really important if you're a vegan or a vegetarian, because a lot of times they don't eat that many lean proteins and it kind of hurts them. And so, but you got to know which ones will work if you're vegan or vegetarian. And so the list is generating, and now we're going to go and look at the filters. And what I'd like to do is I would like for y'all to tell me three. I'm going to take the first three that I see, foods that you want me to look up in the food library, like a real whole food, not a recipe, or not pizza, because pizza isn't a real whole food. It's multiple foods put together. So the first three I get, I'm going to look them up. But okay, here we are in the lean protein category. So when you are making your favorites lists, you can come here. And then you've got these filters right here. You see these filters? Now, dairy-free really doesn't apply here necessarily, but you know, if you wanted something to be dairy-free, you'd click that. If you need it to be gluten-free, you click that. If you want it to be, look, we can even do paleo on this. If you want it paleo, click that. And then, Patty, I meant anything. I got your bacon. I see it. I see the bacon. Sabrina over here said bacon as well. I got your bacon. It's not going to be as much as y'all want it to be, but it's still going to be something. Weight loss meter, -3 up to a 3. So I can slide that and find the best for weight loss. But I want to show you how this is listed out. In this listing, you're going to just see and be able to read the listings. So this says 100 calorie muscle milk, any flavor. When you look to the right, there is the weight loss meter. It's a -1 on the weight loss meter. If you like this milk, you can heart it. I've not hearted it because I've never had it and I don't know. But even if I thought I wanted to try it, I would go ahead and heart it. Reason being is it moves it into my favorites list, and they're easier to find when it's in a smaller list rather than this big giant list. Okay, so it's just making the lists more manageable for you. 97 other people have said that they've hearted this, and if I wanted to add this to a grocery list, I could add it to a grocery list. But we'll show you how to create a grocery list tomorrow night, because you have to have a grocery list created before you have a grocery list to add something to. So you can see that I have hearted things, and this is how you're going to make your list. You come read down here. If you like chicken breast, please write it on your category 1 list. It's a -3 on the weight loss meter. Pork tenderloin, I like that. So it's a -2 on the weight loss meter. Turkey breast, it's a -3 on the weight loss meter, and I marked that. There's fish, it's a -3 on the weight loss meter, and so forth. So I just kind of scanned down through there and read those things. If you are vegan or vegetarian, you're going to need to click, I'm just going to click the vegetarian one. If you're a vegetarian, you got to use the filter up there. And we did just have a vegetarian who was a former doctor at Johns Hopkins. I don't know where he is now, but he has lost 60 pounds. Dr. Walter Atha from the Rockmart, Cedartown area. Okay, so do you see how that is now green? Because you've got that filter chosen. So all of this right here would be a good lean protein for a vegetarian. So it's really, really cool. And then if we wanted to see, I'm going to do the weight loss meter on another one, because a lot of lean proteins are in the negative numbers. So I don't really need to show y'all how it eliminates things out of that. Okay. But that's how you kind of look at that. Now I'm going to go back to the food library, and I'm going to click on energy carbs. Because remember, energy carbs must be eaten with a lean protein and a fibrous carb. Okay, so let's say, see, I'm seeing some ones here. 1, 1, 1, 0, 1. Yeah, you find a lot more higher numbers here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this little ball and I'm going to slide it down, and I'm going to do -1 to -3. Then I have to hit the set button so it'll generate my list again. Okay, so now I kind of have the best of the best for weight loss. And you can just go down through there and read all the things that you like and you can heart them. Then let's go ahead and let's click on lima beans. Oh, just to let you know, green peas, which are green, a lot of times people think if it's green, it's a fibrous carb. It's not. You need to look it up for sure. Okay, so I like lima beans. I'm going to give those a 5-star rating. It's an energy carb, and it's also gluten-free. Your approved portion would be 1/4 to 1/2 cup. Now remember, this must be eaten with a lean protein and a fibrous carb. Let's come down right here and it gives you some extra information on this. But if it's just a regular old category type thing, basically you need to know the approved portion and you need to have looked at your combination chart and make sure that you're eating this with the right thing. In weight loss mode, you want to make sure that you do about 1/4 cup because it's a bit about right there. So your lima beans are going to be about right there. Let's just say that you have to put it with a lean protein and a fibrous carb. Let's say you have some turkey breast here and some green beans here. The lima beans are going to elevate your blood sugar. Your pancreas is going to secrete insulin to deal with that blood sugar elevation. But now that you're learning what you're learning here, you are going to eat it with a lean protein and a fibrous carb. So the protein in that chicken breast or turkey breast and the fiber in those green beans are going to neutralize the insulin release that came out because of the lima beans. You basically use food as medicine and neutralize that insulin, but you also didn't overeat the lima beans. Therefore, it wasn't dose after dose after dose of insulin out there, and the protein and the fiber could deal with it. If you go down to Ray's on the River and eat a 1-pound potato, you really can't expect to have a lean protein and a fibrous carb deal with that for you. Okay, that'd be a holiday. You can still do that. It's just a holiday. Okay, so we're going to look at cucumbers. Cheryl says cucumbers. All right, so there's cucumbers right there. It's a -3 on the weight loss meter. I've hearted them. 525 other people have hearted them. And if I wanted to add them to a grocery list, I would click that button. So I'm going to click cucumbers. And I'm going to go ahead and rate them a 5. They are a category 2 fibrous carb. They are also considered freebies, and they're a gluten-free product. Okay, how can something be a fibrous carb and a freebie? Because if you are eating this, okay, this is how you're going to write it in your journal. If you are eating this with a meal, as a properly combined meal, you're going to call it a category 2 fibrous carb. Okay, that's what you're going to call it with a meal, because we don't eat freebies just with meals. Okay, freebies is used in a moment of mental weakness. If you were like, if I don't get something, I am going to eat a bag of chips. That's when you go and use an appropriate approved freebie to make it through that day. Because in the beginning, you're going to have to make it through some days that you wish you were eating more. You are. I'm not going to tell you you're not. There's going to be days you wished you were eating more, but you want the results. Do you want the results? And the longer you do this, the easier it gets. And you won't even be thinking about that other food. Okay. And so you can do 1/2 cup up to a cup of that, depending on really what you're doing with it. Okay. So you can come down here and there's some more description about that. So there's your cucumbers. So Cheryl, cucumbers are considered a category 2 fibrous carb. And I'm really going to ask y'all a little bit later in the week to make a list of some freebies, extras, snacks, and meal replacements that you like. So you could go ahead and write that on your freebies list too, Cheryl. So Sabrina and Patty said bacon. So let's look up bacon. Now I'm just going to type the word bacon in. When you type the word bacon in the food library search bar, it's going to bring up any foods that happen to have bacon in the name of it. So even if it's just not just plain old bacon, if it's like bacon crumbles on something and bacon's in the name, it's going to pull up all of that. So look at all this stuff that pulled up with the word bacon in it. Well, I should mark this. I really like Canadian bacon. I've learned to use that a little bit more than regular bacon because that's a category 1 fibrous carb, I mean lean protein most of the time. If you're looking for real bacon, let's see, there's a Fresh Market uncured bacon. Let's look at this one. Fresh Market uncured bacon. There's no picture for that, but it's a protein plus fat, and you could do up to 4 slices. Since there's no picture, I don't really know, where that's sold, and there wasn't really any info underneath there. But sometimes there isn't info. That's member entered data. But somebody must have showed us that, and we approved it. There's just no picture for it. So I hit the back button, going back to that list. You can have beans from the beginning, even in weight loss. As long as you do about 1/4 of a cup and you have it with a lean protein and a fibrous carb, that'll be fine, Patty. You just don't want to do them, every single day. Okay, so I'm back here at the bacon. So look, there's an Atkins bacon scramble, an Atkins bacon cheddar cauliflower bites. There's approved turkey bacon. There's the Butterball turkey bacon original. But most of the time when people are asking about bacon, they're really wanting real bacon. If you happen to have a Kroger near you, the private selection center cut bacon will work. Okay, so you can do up to 4 slices. Now let's read the description though. You may have up to 4 slices if this is your only protein source. If having it with an egg, then only do 1 to 2 slices of the bacon. And this says must be served with a category 2. Now, last night and on Sunday night, I mentioned to y'all that you could have a category 4 by itself. But if you read in the description something special, that's kind of an exception to that, you would just want to be aware of that. And there's a Jones brand, Patricia, that is a category 1 Canadian bacon. Jones is the one I buy. So this bacon, let's say that you want to buy bacon and you don't have a Kroger near you to pick this bacon up. Well, I would definitely look at center cut, and I would flip the bacon over, and I would look at the nutrition label. You don't want the bacon to have more than 50% of its calories coming from fat. So let's say that it's got 100 calories per serving, and you're going to be getting 65 calories from fat. That wouldn't be approved. You got to have no more than 50% of the calories from fat. Let's say that it's 100 calories, but 50 calories are coming from fat. That would be right on the nose, and you could use it. Okay. But if something, and I don't really like y'all to have to concern yourself with all the math and everything, but I tell it to you on the bacon so that you can just flip the thing over and look at it and figure that out. So if it's got less than 50% calories from fat, then you can use it. All right, so now let's look up hot dogs. Okay, hot dogs. All kinds of things with hot dogs. There's hot dogs. Now, I'm scanning just real quick all those blue numbers, and they're all negative. They're all a negative number. Okay, there's a -3 right there. Ballpark white meat smoked turkey franks. That's a -3. I might be interested in looking at that one. The Hebrew National 97% beef franks. That's a -3. Okay, so there's the two -3s. You can see what I'm doing. I'm starting off with the most negative, seeing if it appeals to me, like, okay, I recognize ballpark brand. I might want to try that one. I recognize Hebrew National brand. I might want to try that one. And then I would kind of go, okay, what are the -2s? Okay, there's a Gilbert's Craft sausages, chicken bratwurst, and sauteed onions. Okay. And then there's a Light Life Jumbo Smart Dogs meatless veggie hot dogs. That's probably good for a vegetarian. There's the Oscar Mayer lean beef franks. I haven't looked at that one before. Let's look at that one. Okay, so the Oscar Mayer lean beef franks, it's category 2. You can have up to 2 hot dogs. Let's come down here and look at the description. There isn't a description, so it says that it's category 2. If there's not a description, you just know you could either eat this by itself or you can eat it with a fibrous carb. Most of the time people eat it with a fibrous carb. Let's say that you want a hot dog bun. So yeah, I would only do one, only do one bun, eat the other hot dog with a fork, or just don't do but one hot dog. That would even make it better. Let's see, Erica. When it says category 1 and 2, does that mean only one of each? So if we have a category wrap, a turkey wrap, 1 and 2, if we eat cucumbers, oh, it would be part of the meal. It would be part of the meal, Erica. So when you say category 1 and 2, are you talking about an approved combination, or are you talking about a food that is in both categories? But let me go ahead and you can answer that, but I'll kind of start explaining this. If you eat cucumbers with an approved turkey wrap, the approved turkey wrap, the turkey is going to be a lean protein, so a 1. The wrap, if you use like the Olay Extreme Wellness one or one of the other category 2 fibrous carb wraps, it's going to be a 2. Your cucumbers are going to be a 2 because you're eating it with a meal. See, freebies are only used outside of meals in a moment of weakness. So if it goes with a meal and it fits underneath your hands, you call it whatever category it is for that meal. I hope that makes sense. You can have more than one category with a meal. So you can have more than one category 2 with a meal. You can have more than one category 1 with a meal. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, because it'd be kind of hard to make some meals if you couldn't have 2 of some things. So yeah, glad that helped. And Patricia says it says category 4. Which one do you mean? Oh, the Jones one said category 4. We'll look up Canadian bacon in just a second then. Okay. So right here, if I wanted a hot dog bun and I want the best of the best hot dog buns, I'm going to take the slider ball. I'm going to even put this down. I'm going to eliminate anything that's not a negative number. It was a small list, but I just wanted to do that. Okay. So Aunt Millie's Live Carb Smart hot dog buns. Okay. Schmidt Old Time 647 hot dog rolls. Thin Slim Foods Love the Taste 0 carb hot dog buns. Okay. I've never even heard of any of those. So I'm just going to expand this just a little bit and get me some more. Okay. There you go. I've heard of Sara Lee. Now, y'all may have heard of some of those other things, and that's fine. You can eat them. I've heard of Sara Lee. Now, at this point, oh, Patricia, I may have. Patricia said that I called the Oscar Mayer lean a category 2. If I did, y'all, whatever category it is, that's what it was. I'm sorry. You get kind of confused sometimes, and my mouth says things that I don't mean for it to say sometimes. So if I did, Patricia, then you go with the 4 or what you know it is. Sara Lee, delightful. There's a bun. You could use this as a bun for a hot dog. Okay. And look, y'all look, it's a category 2 fibrous carb. Amen. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. That hot dog bun is going to break down in your body more like a green bean than a bread. So that's good. Now it is a 0 on the weight loss meter. So if you can find one of those others and make your meal even better, then you can. But if you can't, this will work fine. I don't eat my stuff with buns anymore. I just don't even do it. I don't need to. I don't care about them anymore. But you learn to not worry about it. But if I'm having a picnic at my house or a cookout, these are the buns that everybody's going to eat. Because if I want one that day, these taste like buns. They look like buns. They hold up like buns. And that's what I would buy. And that's what I would eat. So has this been helpful? Now what your job is to do is to come back over here and do that little brainstorming activity. Awesome, Janet. Good, good. Awesome, Patricia. Yes, your goal is to just write down as many foods as you can think of. Then you look and you play and you make notes. Awesome, Erica. Awesome. You make notes about how you're going to use these things, and you're going to go, okay, I got my combination chart here, and this is a category 4. Let me find like we just said, let me find a bun that'll work. Or I want to eat some pasta. Oh, we didn't do pasta tonight. Let's go over pasta real quick. If you got to go, I understand, but nobody's doing a video after me, so I can keep talking, right? Okay, let's come right over here, and we're going to put in pasta. And I did, if you are not in the Kennesaw Shibboleth group, you do not have to be in Kennesaw to be a member of the Kennesaw Shibboleth group. It's a public group. You can ask to join. We'll let you in. I did a little 8-minute video on the pastas from the store tonight, and that's in there. Okay, so pasta, I'm for sure gonna take this little slider ball right here and give myself the best of the best pasta. But as you can see, anything with the word pasta is pulling up. Okay, so you can look at those things, but these are all like 0 on the weight loss meter. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit set. Awesome, Beth. Thank you. And then, so there's some pastas, okay? And see how it's a shorter list? See, it's really good to make your lists small. Start with smaller lists. How do you make them smaller? Pick the best of the best on the weight loss meter. If at that point you are not seeing what you want, you expand the list by one more and see your new options that are there, okay? So let's see, Sabrina. So this is proper. A 1/4 cup egg whites, a sprinkle of bacon, red bell peppers, and Thomas 100-calorie English muffin. Yes. So the egg whites are a 1. The red bell peppers are a 2. The Thomas Light 100-calorie English muffin is a 2. And the sprinkle of bacon would be your condiment. And I'm so thankful that you said sprinkle, because on a condiment, it is a sprinkle or a smidge. It is a small amount. So not full slices, just like a little sprinkle. Yes, that's good, Sabrina. That's a 1 plus 2 plus condiment. And she's got 2 2s in there. The red bell peppers and yeah, good. Awesome. Okay, so pastas. If you want a -3 pasta, we're going to be looking at these Explore Cuisine products, but make sure that you buy the right one. I say that because not all of them are -3. Some are -2. They still would work, but the edamame spaghetti and pasta noodles, I really like that a lot. I like the black bean one. And then this is the one I showed in the little video tonight online. And then the next pasta that I showed online was the al dente carbonara pasta. It's a -1 on the weight loss meter. Now it's a 1, 2, and 3 together. 1, 2, and 3. Is 1, 2, and 3 a proper combination? I'm going to ask application questions. Is 1, 2, and 3 a proper combination? Oh, Sabrina, look again. Look again. It's on the advanced combination chart. Okay, Janet said she doesn't know. Yep, I love the honesty. It's good. Since you can have 2 fibrous carbs, do you split the serving size for each? Yeah, you still, well, okay, let's say that you're doing chicken breast right here, Amanda, and you wanted green beans and broccoli. you'd have some green beans here and some broccoli here. It still needs to fit underneath your hands. So really how much of ever you want, as long as it doesn't fit, it doesn't stick outside of your hand, Amanda. And with the other thing that she was describing was the Thomas Light 100 calorie English muffin with some bell peppers in there. You know, you don't have to completely split the two fibers carbs, Amanda. Okay, yeah, and Elisha. Yes, category 1, 2, and 3 is a proper combination. So when I look right here at this al dente, because remember, if you want to eat a category 3, it must be eaten with a 1 and a 2. Must be. So therefore, a 1, 2, and 3 would be a proper combo. So do you see how this is listed in all 3 categories? Well, that just simply means that it has lean protein qualities. It's got fibrous carb qualities. It's got energy carb qualities. So if you wanted to get it in our store, you click that little green button right there. If you're going to use this, you could actually just eat 1.5 cups of this, put on some condiments, and be fine. But let's say that you want some meat. What category are you not going to pull your meat from on this? That's right. That's right, Kim. That's right, Janet. Yes, Sabrina and Elisha and Angelia. Yeah, you're not going to put a protein plus fat meat with this because of ding, 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 the energy carbs. But you could put chicken with it. You could put shrimp with it. That would work fine. You could put additional little veggies in it. So now let's look at one more. We're going to look at Fiber Gourmet. Fiber Gourmet. This will be the last thing we do. Okay, so see my range is -1 to -3. See, Fiber Gourmet is actually a 0. So I got to expand that a little bit more. So you can see how you could play in here and you can see what's the best of the best and how it'll move up. So y'all are going to be developing so much knowledge over all of this. It's going to be great. Okay, so come down here. There's this Fiber Gourmet. Okay, I want to show you what this looks like. It's a 0 on the weight loss meter. Well, we just saw things that were better on the weight loss meter. But listen to this. Isn't this funny? That carbonara pasta is a lean protein, a fibrous carb, and an energy carb together, and it's a -1 on the weight loss meter. This is a fibrous carb, and it's a 0. You might be thinking, how does that go on? How does that happen? Well, that other one has some lean protein in it too to help offset that energy carb part. So just the numbers worked out for this to be a 0 and that other one to be a -1. But this is a category 2. So if you wanted meat with this, you can pull it from wherever you want to. There's a lot of fiber in this. And do y'all know fiber does not have any calories? If you turn this bag over and look at the ingredients, it's the same ingredients in regular pasta. It's just made with more fiber, and fiber doesn't have calories. So look right here, 100 calories for this per serving, 210 for a regular pasta. That would look exactly like this. People like this because if they're feeding a family, this tastes and looks and its texture is exactly like regular pasta. Look at this, 25 grams of fiber, where regular pasta has 2. So therefore, you can see why you're getting a lot less calories, because if you've got 25 grams of fiber, and fiber doesn't have calories, that's how you lowered the calories right there. This has got 17 grams of net carbs, where regular pasta has 41 grams of net carbs, and this one has 7 grams of protein. I don't know how much regular pasta has, if it has any. And when you scroll down, it lists out the different varieties, but look at this. There's even some recipes with it. You can look at these recipes here. We're going to go over recipes tomorrow night, but that's where you would see that. And then there it tells you where to buy it. So that's how I would look up pasta and all kinds of things. So then once you have familiarized yourself with the food library and you've done this little task, you can just check that box right there. And you can move on to any of these laps anytime you want to. It's just that we do this live tonight. I mean, live each night together. That way. Good, Patricia. I'm glad it was informative. That's good. Y'all, your best resources are going to be the food library and knowing how to use things. And your best tool is this. Oh, I just threw it in the floor. A Sharpie marker. Every time you buy something, make sure that you write on the box or the bag. You're welcome, Kim, that you write on the box or the bag how to use it, what category it's in, because after you've done that a few times, you'll know how to do it. You know how over the years you've gone to the store and you've bought new foods for a new recipe and you had to find them, and then you liked the recipe and it was really easy to find those things over and over again because you now know where they are in the store. You will spend a little bit of extra time looking for things in the beginning. I remember going around and I was calling some stores from parking lots going, do you have this? Do you have this? I'm tired of driving around. But see, I don't do any of that anymore. Yes, it's a little extra work in the beginning, but do you want it? Do you want what you can get? I mean, pretend this is the game of life. We are playing the game of life. Now you're learning the rules, and we got to get this down so that you can just go along. Yeah, thank you, Janet. Yeah, I just do that with everything. And last week, I bought a new product that I hadn't bought before, and I did not trust my mind to remember, and I wrote on there, and I probably won't need to do it again, but I did it that time because I want the practice. I want to remember. Okay, don't forget, I always want you to be safe. And when I say safe, we have the Shibboleth shield that keeps us safe. Keep them safe day and night. Give them courage, strength, and might. And hopefully I'll see you guys in the morning for the Shibby Show on the Shibboleth public page, and back tomorrow night for the recipe library and making grocery lists and all kinds of fun things. Okay, let us know if you have any questions. You're welcome, Amanda. If y'all have any questions from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., there's a chat button in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen on the website. You're welcome, Beth. You're welcome. You're welcome, Elisha. You're welcome. All right. See y'all later.